Hi everyone, happy Tuesday, and thank you so much for being here with me. I'm coming at you today with another really real vlog. And why is that important? Well, because it just will go to show that if there's hope for me, there's definitely hope for you. And with that, I also want to say if you've had enough lately of sanity, of things that make too much sense, of normalcy, well, then I hope you'll stay with me for the duration of this vlog because I'm going to give you some insanity or maybe a lot of insanity, bullshit that's absolutely actual reality in my life, and just all around crap, but in a good way. Because again, and still, I've been doing things for animals. And to me, that's the most important thing. I mean, seriously, that's the most important thing. And I want to say that. With that, let's go to it. So today is day so and so of my vegan alkaline diet, way of life, eating, you know. So have I gone completely alkaline? No, I haven't, but I've been doing really well and I've seen the immediate results in and on myself, which is great because, there's a lot of things that people have been doing, like on TikTok and Instagram and all over social media. And I do try a lot of them and they don't always work for me. So this is like a big thing because there are some things in this world that actually do work for me. And one of them is when I change my way of eating when I've been on a, like a, for me in my case, like on a sugar binge because um, I just have this thing for sugar. I have this thing for two things. One is an action in my life, um, and the other one is for sugar. So I had been really chomping down like all types and all sources of well, always cruelty free, but chocolate, candies, all kinds of things lately. And it got to a place again where I knew I had to stop. And I had stayed vegan, of course, but with all the sugar in my system, it was affecting my skin, my hair, my body. That's and I mean, I when I say because I felt like a blob, like you know, it just appearance wise, everything. I just felt like such a ball, like a blob, and so I'm really glad that I changed my way of eating. And you know what? I'm so stubborn, honestly. I really am. um, that for me, just to say that if I can change my habits, and it takes discipline, but first and foremost, really, it just takes the will to take that first step. Then so can you guys. I mean, if any of you are going through the same thing, um, and I do mean the same thing, you know, similar, in that ballpark range, whatever it is that you're trying to stop and start something better, in favor of yourself, so that you can be there for the things that you love. Like for me, it's for animals, so it takes self care so that I can be there for them. Then you can do it because you don't have to jump right into it and be 100%. Like for me, I stayed vegan, but to go 100% completely, alkaline is a big step for me. And so I'm taking kind of baby steps, I have already made like alkaline winter soup, alkaline mac and cheese. It actually was the mac and cheese was really heavy for me because I'm very sensitive and I can't eat a lot of certain foods at one time. It gives me headaches. Um, it makes me itch. You know, the same thing like with when I was a kid and I had dairy, any type of lactose, it would make me itch, sneeze, give me severe headaches. And I haven't been having those lately, but you know, I haven't been having dairy for like years. um, but I was getting headaches if I ate certain other foods. So now that I've changed it, I'm getting less of those headaches, less of those um, itching, sneezing, and flu-like symptoms, you know, which are really basically allergies and reactions. So, and I might slip up now and then, but you know, and I do. Like yesterday, I still had some, you know, like chewy candies in the morning, but I caught myself, and that's just the thing. It's like um sometimes when we slip up, it's like, you know what, just let me take it all the way, you know, let me take that slide down to the very bottom. And this time I caught myself. So I came home later on and I stayed with my alkaline um, diet. And you know, a diet should be a way of life, not just some crash diet. I mean, I know actors and other people in the entertainment industry, they actually have to do that for a role or event or something else. But I'm not. So, uh, anyways, I feel a lot better about myself. Another thing that has made an immediate difference for me is that I've been using um, organic rice water, organic fermented rice water in my hair. I picked that up from TikTok. And I just want to say the internet can be a blessing and a curse. Anyways, but one of the blessings I picked up is rice water, and I'm telling you, rice water is one of the best things you can do for yourself. It This is my hair with no product. Um, you know, like I did a blowout and I took an iron to it for the waves. But really, other than that, this is my hair raw. I washed it. Um, Before I washed it, I misted on the rice water, which I mixed with some rose oil, and sometimes I mix it with jasmine oil. So personally, here's the thing about me. I love the smell of cooked rice. But when you take the raw rice and you clean it and then soak it in water, it um, it puts out a certain scent that I personally love, but not everybody does. I mean, it puts out the smell of cooked rice, and I love the smell of cooked rice. To me, it's like a bakey, um, delicious, warm smell. It's just, it's delicious. You know, it's cooked rice. Of course, you know, rice is a high starch carb, but it can also be good for you eaten in very, very, very tiny amounts. But here's the thing, I don't mind it, but I can see why a lot of people would not want that scent in their hair. So I don't mind eating it, you know, when I do once in a blue moon, but I too wouldn't really want my hair smelling like, you know, like rice. And especially when you ferment it, you know, that rice water, it becomes even more potent, the smell of it. So what I did, instead of putting like any orange peel in it or lemon oil, I modified it with 100% pure rose oil, and sometimes I use pure jasmine oil, just to give it a different scent. Anyways, I use a mister. I bought a wonderful mister online and I mist it on my hair before I shampoo. And then I shampoo, I condition, and then I mist it in my hair again and leave it on there for a few minutes and just lightly rinse it out. And it's made a huge difference. So that was some of my self-care. So let's go on to some madcap. I guess that's what I would call it at this point. I used to have for us here a housekeeper, and she was this much older lady who she has a fun personality, though, let's just put it that way. And we meshed really well when she was here. This was um, just a few years ago, and lately I had been thinking about her and hoping to bring her back. So I I found her number. I got in touch with her. There were some hangups getting in touch with her, and I don't mean literal hangups, but there were some issues there where I thought it was her number, but it wasn't. And then I found it later on when I just stopped looking for it on, like a piece of paper that I had around. And I called her and, um, you know, I told her how glad I was to reach her and all of these things. And she sounded really sincere and like, yeah, yeah, sure, I'd love to come back and all of this stuff because we left off on really good terms. She ghosted me this weekend. So when we spoke last, which was a couple of weeks ago, she was talking about um, coming by this way because she was going to have a get together with her, with her friends and stuff. And of course, I mean, that's not my thing. But here's the point I'm trying to make. If you don't want to do something in life, don't do it. Don't do it for someone if you don't want to do it. You know, if it makes you uncomfortable or for whatever reason that you just don't want to do it, just to please somebody else, or just because you're hoping that in the future they will do something for you. And I admit that's what I did in this case, because people will disappoint you, because in the end people will do what they want to do, um, you know for the most part. They won't really be returning favors just to return favors. And this woman is certainly no exception, because as much as I really got along with her, I also know a little about her, and I'm always talking about red flags, but I should have taken this red flag into account, because she used to tell me about how, she's friends with this person and she's friends with that person, and she goes to lunch with, you know, people and stuff, but she charges them for her time. Listen, I understand hustling. I understand wanting to make money to support yourself in a certain way that you'd like to. I understand everything, but sometimes some things are just really out of line. And I never told her how I felt about that, but it's like, if you put a monetary charge on your so-called friendship, it's, well, then it's not a friendship. So I don't understand. But I kind of, in myself, I let those things go, and I shouldn't have. Anyways, getting back to the present, she told me a couple weeks ago on the phone, oh, I'll be out that way because I'm going to have a lunch in the park with my friends. And you know she she invited me to go, and I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't really want to go, but I thought, why don't I do this? Because then, maybe in the future, hopefully, she will be our housekeeper again, and I'd rather have somebody I already know, you know. Um, So I agreed. And then she told me that the day before she would, text me and give me the details, the time and the exact place and all that. Okay, great. And we left it at that. And the day before she did not text me. And then the day of, she called me. She's like, are you ready? I was like, no, because I thought you were going to text me. And, at that point, okay, especially with me, having learned things that I've learned, but I still agreed to go. I was like, okay, you know what? No, let me get ready because I'm actually working today, but let me take care of some stuff. I can take out a couple of hours. She said, well, you know what? The luncheon with my friends is only going to last another couple hours. And I was like, yeah, but you didn't text me yesterday like we had agreed. So she said, no, that's okay because it's only for a couple more hours. And I said, no, I it's fine, I'll come out. And she said, okay, because I want to let you know where to pick me up. I knew that was coming. I don't want to think that I'm being used. I'm willing to help people. I'm a good-hearted person, but don't ever take me for anything other than that. Don't ever take advantage of me. But this is how she is. It's not okay. It's not an excuse that I made, but I admit I kind of screwed up. So because she has a car, but she doesn't like to drive. She either takes Lyft or an Uber or the bus. She's an avid bus rider. So she was like, yeah, because I'm going to take the bus to a certain point and then you can come pick me up and take me the rest of the way. Whatever. And I was like, okay, I didn't tell her how I felt. I just said, okay, well, let me hurry up and get ready and everything. She said, by the way, bring your lunch, because everybody's bringing their lunch, or they brought their lunch or whatever. And I was like, I'm not hungry. I just want to come see you. And she said, no, you have to, everybody else is eating. And I was like, I'm not hungry. I'm just going to hurry up and get ready. She's like, okay. So I got ready, but nonetheless, I stopped by the store and I bought a box of pastries for, I guess, all of these people who were supposed to be there. And, I bought myself like some token little food to take there and, eat so that she would be comfortable. So I went out there. I was driving all the way, and it was a long way on the freeway, and I just had a feeling. So I texted her and I also called her, and it was going straight to voicemail. She had blocked me. So you mean to tell me the few minutes between our speaking and agreeing to meet and me leaving to come to you, you blocked me? I mean, you could at least make an excuse. It's disrespectful, it's rude, and it's unforgivable, because I already knew how she was. I was willing to have her as my housekeeper because she had never committed an offense towards me, but I should have known better. I should have responded better to that. I went all the way there. I kept calling her. I kept going to voicemail. I texted her and I said, I'm here. At least if you're not going to meet me, if you decided to ghost me, which she had, at least let me know in a text so I can go home. And after a couple minutes, I just thought, you know what? Face the truth. That's what I told myself. I went home, and I'm not going to argue with her. I'm certainly not going to fight with her. It's not what I'm going to do. But she'll never get anything from me again. That's it. I didn't confront her because she knew what she did. I knew what she did. And that's where we were at. My reaction to this, and she knows it, is she'll never hear from me again, ever. I blocked her as well. And, whatever you feel or you think, I mean, if either you do something like that intentionally, or you do it because you are a coward, and I detest cowards. I've always been a soldier. I've had so many adversities in my life. I've gotten through so many things. But even if you feel a certain way and you can't bring yourself to tell somebody, at least have enough guts and gumption to come up with a plausible excuse, and at least not make somebody go through something and then just abandon and quit them. At least come up with some excuse. Let them know in advance, or at least before they leave to come meet you somewhere. So, I went that day and I took care of other things instead. And I never called her to confront her. I never said one, word to her about it. There's no closure, but what I did is, and I always like closure, but with her, I just left it because she knows she'll never get anything from me again. And, leave her to her own devices. I don't hate her, but I'll never give her another chance, and I actually I wish her well, and I wish her good, you know. And that's that. Um, on a good and best note, yesterday I went back to this spot in or around the Canoga Park area, um, and it was a long drive, very long drive, but it was so well worth it to help a homeless dog. I had met this man and his 16-year-old dog a few weeks ago, and I offered so many things, and he wouldn't take anything. It seemed like he had a lot, which is fine. I mean, beyond what, like, you know, homeless people collect, you know, and the many items and belongings that they have, and, you know, as a result of collecting and, you know, hoarding. But it seemed like he had a lot of like good food. He had a really nice phone or what, and whatever reason that he's homeless is none of my business. I respect that. And I've said this before, I absolutely fucking hate humanity. I have a hatred for human beings. But no matter who you are, if you have an animal or animals that you're taking good care of, that puts you better than the rest. And he's one of them. I've helped a lot of homeless people with pets, as many as I can get to every day. And I love it. And he's one of them. So, a couple days after that, I went back and I had a mobile grooming service come and give his doggy, that beautiful Tivo, that's her name, you know, a bath and a spa day. And yesterday I went back again for this really long drive, which is well worth it to me. And he turned down all of my offers for another, you know, mobile spa for his dog. You know, he even admitted he's bipolar and he has all of these issues, and I respect that as well. However, I made a couple of social media videos um, of TiVo and the spot where they're at, and I've given him his privacy because he requested that. He has his reasons, and that's absolutely fine and good with me. Um, I just want to help them. And everything that I offered, he turned down. He just said that he wished that he had a van, not a car, because it can still, you know, other homeless people rob homeless people, you know. So that gives them an opportunity to get into a car easier. So he wanted a van or a trailer that he could lock and cover the windows and live inside. And I wanted that for him, for his dog. So I've made a couple videos. Um, you know, if we collectively, people, if whatever anybody can give, whether it's a lot or just even a tiny bit, every bit counts to help them. I'm doing it admittedly for the dog because that's a 16-year-old dog that's completely blind. Her eyes are covered in cataracts. They're absolutely covered. She's such a lovely, all animals are lovely. All animals are innocent, but I just want the best for this dog, especially because she's 16 years old and she's blind. And I will be putting those part one and part two videos up today as well, which are from yesterday. And you know, that's what I've been doing. Side story and fun fact, which is really funny. While I was there yesterday, I was followed around by this guy, this boy who looked like he was like about, I don't know, 17, 18, maybe 19 at the most, but that was just what I thought he looked like. And he was following me around trying to pick up on me. I couldn't stop laughing. And at one point he asked me, why am I laughing? And I was thinking, you know, like, how old are you? I mean, do you know how old I am? I'm old enough to be your cousin. What's wrong with people? Really? I mean, Where's your mommy? Yeah, because um, shoot, I'm old enough to be his sister even. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Again, what's wrong with people? So, which reminded me of back in December, I was sitting somewhere and I was eating lunch, and this guy walked by who looked about maybe 19 if he was anything, and just walks up to me, asks me for my number. And with a mouthful of quinoa and vegetables, I looked up and asked him, "How old are you?" And he's like, 24. I started cracking up, and he was another one. He's like, "What are you laughing at?" Anyways, I need humor in my life because these reality is such a crack up. Yeah. So, anyways, but I just want to say, practice self care every day and hope. Because if there's hope for me, there's definitely hope for you. Um, and if you're wondering where to start, or you would like suggestions, I would say uh, always vegan, but in that vein, alkaline diet is the best. But just because it's the best for me doesn't mean it's the best for everybody. Doesn't mean it'll agree with everybody, but it is one of the best. And long live Dr. Sebi. He was one of the best. I actually followed him religiously approximately a couple years ago, where I was on a 100% alkaline diet, and I was doing it for quite a while, and then I stopped because I fell off the wagon with refined sugar again and chocolates. But Dr. Sebi was truly, truly one of the best. Uh, and you know, when he died, I believe it was done to him intentionally. And I do hope that the documentary on him is completed sooner than later and put out for people to watch. But rest in peace, Dr. CB. Um, I really, really respected. I really respected him, and of course he had and still has so many followers, and with great reason. And so I want to thank all of you, whoever you are, whatever reason you're here. Thank you for watching this. And if you haven't subscribed, please, I'd love for you to subscribe, turn on your notifications, like and share um, this vlog, and any and all other ones of mine that you've liked. I'd love to read your suggestions, questions, stories, incidents, anything, and just keep it positive, and I will hope to see you back very soon. So, gotta go. Because, in the immortal words of Pippi Longstocking, if I don't leave today, I can't come back tomorrow. Or in about a week. We'll see. Bye.